Welcome to Dodgers Daily. I'm Casey Porter. I'm so glad that you decided to tune in. What a great day it was yesterday. The Dodgers, hey, they haven't lost a back-to-back game since the end of July. So, hey, they were faced with that yesterday. They came out swinging. So it was a great day yesterday. In the system also, there was a lot of action. All four affiliates were in action last night, so there's a lot of action to get to in today's show. So glad you decided to tune in. But hey, before we get to all that, just a reminder, we are open for business if you'd like to help Dodgers Daily by becoming a sponsor for this Dodgers Daily show. DodgersDaily.net or anything we do on the social media platforms. Just DM me, leave a comment, or you can email me at dodgersdaily73@gmail.com. Don't forget also to leave a like, leave a comment, interact with this video, and don't forget to turn on your notifications. Okay, it was a great doubleheader yesterday. Of course, you had all the rainouts, and you had the kind of the drama with the Cleveland Guardians. Their grounds crew, how they put on the tarp and it wasn't raining. He could have finished the first game. But, hey, it was a good day yesterday for the Los Angeles Dodgers, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it, and let's talk Dodgers baseball. So the Dodgers are 78-48, 30 games above 500. They're 12.5 games over the Giants, 12 games over the D-backs, so a commanding lead still. In the NL West, they have not lost back-to-back games since July 28th and July 29th. And, hey, that's what they were faced with yesterday in the first game, and it did not take them long to take command of the baseball game. I always talk about get that first run, get the lid off, and when you can do it with great team baseball, whether it be small ball, moving runners, hitting behind runners, and or getting a couple of hits and moving guys over that way and then getting a sac fly like the Dodgers did yesterday. Mookie led off with a base hit. Freddie-Freeman got him moved to third base with a double. Then Will Smith, the sacrifice fly. Great team baseball. Get the lid off. Once you get the lid off, once you get that early lead, that opens up that can to where you can go slugging and you can go, really putting up crooked numbers from there. Something the Dodgers did. Max Muncy doubled, and then Kiki Hernandez had the two-run double. So you got the early lead. You took advantage of that. It becomes so much easier to play offense once you score that first early run. Got the 3-0 lead, and then just really played good baseball from there. Won the doubleheader yesterday. It was a great day. Okay, so the offense, Mookie Betts, is he the MVP? I posted the other day on some of the greatest things that he's done. He has the big, long hitting streak at this point. He's hitting like somewhere around 500 in his last 6 games. Okay, so Mookie Betts has been, if he's not the best player in baseball, it's got to be close. So, hey, here's a question for you to leave a comment. Should Mookie Betts win the MVP award this year? If he does, that would give him a MVP in both leagues, and he would be in very rare air as far as that goes. So Mookie Betts, boy, what a fantastic player. Obviously, he is. Again, love the tone that was set. Game 2, scored in 4 different innings. And check this out, okay? There were 11 guys that got to hit. Out of the 11 guys, you had a couple of pinch hitters. 10 of the 11 guys got base hits. The only guy that didn't get a hit was Chris Taylor. He only had 1 at bat. He came in to play shortstop. He was the only guy out of the 11 that didn't get a hit. So you talk about setting the tone early in the first game. In the second game, you score in 4 different innings. You spread out the wealth. Everybody got involved in the offense. So overall, it was a very, very, very good day. Michael Busch hit a home run. Hey, I posted the other day that Michael Busch, it took him 13 games. He did not hit a home run in his first 45 at-bats this year. Since then, he's hit a home run every 12 at-bats. Plus, during that time, he's hit 303. So Michael Busch has been legit. I hope that he's given consistent at-bats to get comfortable. He definitely has the hit tool. He will be able to hit major league pitching, no doubt about it. Hey, the stop and start for him is not easy for him. I've mentioned it a couple of times. He needs at-bats every single day to get comfortable. You need to see what he can do over 300 at-bats. But, hey, we're getting to the point to where you'll take any at-bat he can get. So I hope that he just relaxes and is comfortable and shows what he's capable of doing. Hit the home run yesterday, so like to see that. Michael Busch, hey, I've been talking about him all year. I love his left-handed hit tool. So, okay, the pitching. All right, yesterday, game 1 was a bullpen game. You kind of knew that was going to come. After the game got suspended, Clayton Kershaw, he looked simply fantastic. very, very sharp before the rains came. So you knew at that point, hey, it was going to be a bullpen game. You knew the Dodgers were going to pull up that 27th man. Victor Gonzalez, we also mentioned with Tony Gonsolin going on the IL, didn't have to replace him on the 26th with a starter. Victor Gonzalez came back up. We saw Ryan Pepiot come back up. Clayton Kershaw was very good. Victor Gonzalez, he came in and pitched. Ryan Brazier, boy, he went 2 innings scoreless again. Alex Vesia went an inning scoreless. And then Bryanhudson and Brusdar Graterol. Bryanhudson, by the way, the lefty, 6'8". Hey, not incredible velo, but does have incredible extension. Good breaking stuff. He's in the 93, 94 range. So it's good to see the Dodgers give him another chance. The Dodgers need that lefty. You have Alex Vesia, you have Caleb Ferguson, you have Bryanhudson, and Ryan Yarbrough. So, hey, here's another question. Which one of the lefties, if the game's on the line, you're in the World Series, you need a left-handed pitcher on the mound in relief, which one of those lefties would you trust the most? Ryan Yarbrough, Caleb Ferguson, Alex Vesia, or Bryanhudson? So good to see Bryanhudson back up and throwing a scoreless inning. And then in game 2, you had Caleb Ferguson, who is the opener. I love how the Dodgers are very creative because these openers, they set up the matchups for your pitching, and then they allow your bulk inning guy to come up at the best matchups at the beginning. And kind of like I talked about getting the lid off for the offense, if a starter can get off to a good start, then they're going to settle in and have a good day. That happened to Ryan Pepiot. He was the bulk inning guy. So Caleb Ferguson, then Ryan Yarbrough came in for 3 innings, and then Ryan Pepiot for 4, and then Evan Phillips finished it up. Okay, so Gus Varland, let's back up to him. What a cool story. Maplewood, Minnesota. He went to Division II, Concordia St. Paul, and him and his brother, Louis, who, by the way, was the pitcher of the year in the Minnesota Twins organization in 2021. Louis, at the beginning of last year, of course, 2 years ago, let me back up 2 years ago, Gus Varland was a starter. He started the beginning of last year as a starter. At the beginning of last year, Louis was still in Double-A with the Wichita Wind Surge, which is the Double-A affiliates of the Minnesota Twins. And then Gus was still with Tulsa, and Gus was still a starter. So first game of the year last year, Gus Varland versus Louis Varland, brothers. Okay, Louis is the younger brother, not the littler brother. I've had a chance to talk to both of them. I have that interview posted on my social media if you'd like to hear from both of them, on my YouTube page, actually. Okay, so they faced off against each other in Wichita. Gus got the better part of that, and so that was really cool. About a month later, they moved Gus to the bullpen. So, hey, that was quite a different transition for him. He was 94, 95, 96 at the time, moved to the bullpen. They lowered his arm slot to give him a little bit more ride at the top of the zone. Gus took it on, and, he made the most out of it. Some ups and downs last year, getting used to the bullpen. Pitched pretty good towards the end of last year, and I'll be darned if he doesn't get picked up in the Rule 5 draft. He pitches really, really well. His first 5 outings, doesn't give up a run, gives up a couple of runs in his, I believe, his 6th outing, and then in his 8th outing, he gave up 7 in 2/3 of an inning, which really skewed his ERA with with Milwaukee at the major league level. So then he gets hurt. Okay, when he came back is actually whenever he had the one outing that got sideways. So at that point, they decide to give him back to the Dodgers. He comes back to AAA Oklahoma City. They put him back to the pitch mix that made him so successful towards the end of last year. He gets comfortable again. He starts hitting 98 regularly on the radar. He starts hitting 90 to 91 with his slider, with upwards to, like we saw last night, 40 inches of vertical break on his slider, which he's also throwing for strikes. He starts dominating. He gets the call, and here we are. Gus Varland, there were so many times, he's that guy. When I would set up for interviews, he was always in the dugout early. He would have his headphones on. He'd be listening to music. I got a chance to see over and over and over the daily grind of Gus Varland at the AA level and the AAA level, and I can't tell you how cool it is to see him have the success at the major league level. So congratulations, Gus Varland. Keep kicking it. Keep doing what you've been doing all year long. Your stuff we've seen is definitely good enough to get Major League outs at a high clip. So keep doing what you're doing, Gus. So proud of you. So super excited. Ryan Pepiot also, if you want to go back to my interview I had with him over the offseason, one of the things that he mentioned was that he did a lot of work to his body to access the zone better. Then he also did a lot of work reshaping his slider to get it in the zone more, and then also his changeup. He wanted to take a little bit of the right turn away from the changeup to be able to control it better, and boy, has it worked. Ryan Pepiot, we saw he was hitting almost 96 yesterday with his fastball, which he's done in the past. I've said that, before, that, hey, he can hit 96, which is very good when you're talking about the different types of sliders he's throwing that give him the left turn, combined with the changeup that gives him the right turn. He's been in the zone again. Ryan Pepiot had eight strikeouts. We've always known about the strikeout, the swing and miss stuff, but how about the no walks? And his ERA is all the way down to 2. So Ryan Pepiot, hey, he is taking what he's been doing in AAA. I say this all the time. Hey, metrics are metrics. When guys are throwing 91-mile-an-hour sliders with 41 inches of vert, okay, it doesn't matter if it's on a AAA mound or a Major League mound. Those metrics are metrics that won't change, and those are metrics that will get Major League outs as long as they will relax and keep doing the same things that they're doing at the minor league level, at the Major League level. A lot of times guys will go up, they don't trust their stuff, all of a sudden they're behind the count, and they're having to throw up cookies. Okay, so you just hope they relax and do the same things they've been doing. Gus Varland, Ryan Pepiot have both been doing that. And hey, how about this? Those two, Gus and Ryan, they are absolutely best friends. So they're getting to do this together, which is absolutely super cool. So, hey, man, for a prospect guy who's got a chance to talk to both of those guys many, many different times, had a chance to cover Michaelbusch many different occasions, had a chance to talk to him probably 3 or 4 times, interview him once. What a super cool deal yesterday was, plus when you throw in a Bryanhudson, and then Johnny DeLuca's back at the AAA level as well. He's back off buyout, so super cool. Great day yesterday for the Dodgers. So, hey, super excited about that. So, hey, that concludes our session and our segment on the Major League level. Time now to turn our attention to all the action at the minor league level. So let's not waste more time. Let's get right to it, and let's take a trip down the farm. Been a couple of days since I talked to you last about the minor leagues, so we're going to cover a couple of games. We're going to talk about last night's game for AAA Oklahoma City and the game Wednesday night. This is from Wednesday night. Yanni Hernandez, I love that bunt base hit. I love the fact that the Dodgers are incorporating more speed. We talked the other day about Bryson Brigman. Johnny DeLuca has speed. Talked about Luke Williams in the past. Yanni Hernandez can bunt for a base hit as well. There's Yorbit Vivas, who when Michael Busch got called up, Yorbit Vivas got the call to AAA. Yanni Hernandez had 2 hits on Wednesday night, including this bunt base hit, and Yanni was on 4 times. He played shortstop for the second night in a row, and it's also the second night in a row he had a multi-hit game. So Yanni Hernandez, look, just trying to make contact, just hit the baseball, find a hole, bunt for a base hit, steal some bases, score some runs. Love the game of Yanni Hernandez that he's playing for AAA Oklahoma City. Pat Valaika, he had 2 hits for AAA Oklahoma City, including home run number 6. Valaika has hits in 4 of his last 5 games. He's trying to get it going. He had a slow start when he came over to AAA Oklahoma City after they acquired him, but starting to hit the baseball a little bit better as of late, and again, went 4 for 5 on Wednesday night. Ryanward, the left-handed hitter out of Millbury, Massachusetts, Bryant College, hey, got off to a slow start, has been smoking hot as of late, had 2 hits on Wednesday night. He actually gave Oklahoma City the lead with this hit right here. Look, bottom of the 8th. It is a 6-5 game. You see runners on first and second. Both runners scored to give the Oklahoma City Dodgers a 7-6 lead. That didn't last very long because in the top of the 9th inning, I believe it was a 6 spot that Albuquerque scored. Albuquerque, the AAA affiliates of the Rockies. So it didn't last long, but it was really cool at the time that Ryanward gave the Oklahoma City Dodgers a lead. Ward has hits in 3 of his last 4 games. Justin Yurchek. I don't know where I got Ryan Yurchek from, but hey, he's had maybe the most interesting year of anybody in the minor league system. He's been on the development list 2 different times, and it's been a lot of stop and start for him. Hey, 262, that's not as high as his average normally is, but when you're talking about the stop and start he's had to deal with, not a bad situation for him. 768 OPS. That's what's holding him back, is the fact that he doesn't hit a lot of home runs. The slugging isn't, for a corner infielder or even a corner outfielder. They have tried to play him in left field. The slugging at 768, hey, you can definitely take the 262 if you hit, 20, 25 home runs, but Yurchek is going to hit maybe 5 to 10 home runs a year. Maybe, so hey, it's the slugging that has held him back. It's certainly not the average, because this dude can absolutely hit the baseball. He's hitting 343 so far this month in August, OPS 938. So hey, Justin Yurchek looking to finish strong. Hunter Fedusha, I talk about all the time, man. One of the most durable catchers in the game. He had 2 hits for AAA Oklahoma City. And in RBI, Fedusha's hitting 291. His OPS is 866. So this has been a wildly successful season for the Lake Charles, Louisiana native who went to LSU Eunice out of high school, finished with the Bayou Bengals with LSU for his career, played 1 year there for the LSU Tigers. He has been remarkably consistent this year. Every single month has been just about the same, which has been very, very good. And he's been good all year. So he has hits in 3 games in a row, 6 of his last 7. So Fetty, like he always does, looking to finish 2023 strong. Okay, so Landon Knack last night, man, he got 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. He was not happy with himself. And I'll tell you what, when Landon Knack's not executing like he expects himself to do, he makes it very clear when he's not happy with himself. Look at him right there. You can tell. Okay, so he ended up with 2nd, 3rd, and then he just went to just being one of the most skilled pitchers you will ever watch. He threw a couple of fastballs. Look at you saw the bigger slider. There's the smaller slider. There's another bigger slider kind of in between for the strikeout. There is a curveball that he dropped in the zone. So you've thrown 2 different shaped sliders, and then there's a changeup. You talk about skill. You get 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. You throw a couple fastballs. You throw a big slider, a couple big sliders, a couple small sliders. You throw a changeup and a curveball, and you get out of that inning scoreless. There's that 4-seam up in the zone. That is some massive skill from Landon Knack. So I wanted to show you that sequence and how cool that was and how skillful that was and competitive as well for the young man out of Johnson City, Tennessee. Went to Walter State Junior College out of high school. Is one of the best JUCOs in the country. Then East Tennessee State, he was a buck. And boy, he has been fighting the odds. Hey, didn't even really get looks until basically his senior year in college. And here he is, has a chip on his shoulder this year. He even mentioned that in the interview. I felt like people had kind of forgotten about him, but boy, they can't forget about him now because he's pitching really, really well. This is Keegan Curtis, and one thing whenever he takes the mound, you're going to get some pretty awesome sliders. Last year for AA Tulsa, he threw 7 sliders in a row. So, hey, man, he ain't scared to go out there and throw his slider and do whatever he has to do to get outs. He went 2 innings. There's that slider right there. He went 2 innings last night, scoreless. He struck out 3, walked just 1, gave up 2 hits. So great job. Keegan Curtis, that slider, then you throw that fastball up and in, which his fastball velo is not incredible, but it makes it look a lot faster when you're able to throw that slider right there. So good job, Keegan Curtis. Hey, how about the lefty from Scotticoke, New York, John Rooney, who threw a scoreless inning last night for AAA Oklahoma City? That's his 5th scoreless outing in his last 6. Okay, and so this guy, hey, his results are going to climb, no doubt about it. He has been throwing the baseball very, very well, kind of like the Ben Casparius situation, to where he's been throwing really well, but the results, just 1 or 2 things a game haven't gone his way, and so the results have not matched just how well he's actually been pitching. So that, there's that little cutter type pitch. He moved to a 2-seam cutter pitch in the offseason. So look for his results to start matching just how well he is actually pitching. Sinker last night was 95.8 for the big 6'5" lefty out of Scotticoke. 95.8 on the sinker. Not clear on the cutter velo. They always get his pitch mix wrong on Baseball Savant, but his velo was good. You can see on that cutter. So great job last night, John Rooney. Hey, the last couple of times that I have posted on Bryson Brigman, I've talked about how he stayed short, stayed inside the ball, and just shot the ball into right field for a base hit. Well, now he's doing the same thing, but adding power to it. So you're talking about a guy that can stay short, get base hits, just kind of flick the bat at it, stay inside of it, be a pest towards that hitter, and get those kind of base hits. Now he's added a little bit of power. That's his third home run of the season opposite field here. He's hitting .308 in August, and also he can play anywhere from shortstop to any of the outfield positions. So versatile offensively, a versatile offensive type player, very good defensive versatility, great athlete. Great job, Bryson Brigman. Drewavans had a couple of base hits, and he has hits in 4 of his last 6 games. Last night was Drewavans' 5th multi-hit game this month and 31st of the year. I love this young man out of Alabaster, Alabama. Went to southeastern Louisiana. He is so proud of being a Lion. Had the 51 game hit streak last year, which was the longest in the last 3 years in the PCL. Stole 40 bases. He's trying to hit for a little bit more power this year. Talked to him for a couple of minutes before a game about 2 weeks ago, trying to get the ball in the air a little bit more, hit him for a little bit more power, just to give the organization or whoever else might want to pick him up, just to the idea that, hey, he could hit 10 to 15 home runs to go with all the runs that he scores, to go with his batting average, to go with the stolen bases. So good game for Drewavans. The batting average doesn't look good for Diego Cartaya, but the home runs do. This is home run number 17 on the year. And by the way, Cartaya is easily having his best month of the season. Big fly 2 nights in a row. This is actually from Wednesday night. So he had a home run in Tuesday night's game, then a home run in Wednesday night's game. Third time in his last 6 games. At that point, it'd be 7 games now that he has hit a home run. And like I said, home run number 17. He has hit in 3 games in a row. At least he did at that time. And 5 of his last 6. He's easily, like I said, Diego Cartaya having his best offensive month of the season at this point. So, hey, that just goes to show you how durable he is. That just goes to show you how hard he's continuing to work and trying to figure out the offensive side of this game at the AA level. So, hey, all you can say is keep grinding, Diego Cartaya. Josh Stowers had a double and a home run, number 7. As you're seeing the double right here down the left field line. He also had 4 RBIs for AA Tulsa, and he had 7 RBIs in the last 3 games, and then he hit another home run last night. So Josh Stowers, he has been playing very good baseball. He has home runs now in 4 games in a row, has 14 total bases in the last 3 games. That actually is as of Wednesday night, so make that 18 total bases at this point. So Josh Stowers doing getting hot for the AA Tulsa Drillers, young man who the Dodgers picked up from the Rangers in the offseason. How about Yusniel Diaz, who went 3 for 3 on Wednesday night, was on base 5 times, and he's hitting over 400 so far in August. 3 multi-hit games in his last 4, and 8 of his last 19 games have been multi-hit games for Yusniel Diaz. So, hey, he is super hot. Ryan Sublette, the young man out of Texas Tech, the Red Raider, the side slaughter is what I call him. Boy, when he is in the strike zone, he simply is not. Look at that little cutter type pitch. Just a great pitch. When he's in the strike zone, he does not give up runs. Not always in the strike zone this year, though. Hey, he has struggled from time to time. Like every other pitcher in the Dodgers minor league system, it seems like, with throwing as many strikes as he would like. But I'll tell you what, he's been one of the hardest pitchers, as far as relief pitchers or any pitcher for that matter, in the minor leagues to hit. Check out these averages against per month. In April, average against 077. May, 121. June, 231. And in August, his average against was 125. So like I said, when his ball is in the zone, the other team doesn't hit it, and he doesn't give up runs. It's as simple as that for Ryan Sublette. Hey, welcome back, B-Lou. Brandon Lewis, he had been out since July 27th. He had been on the IL. He made quite the splash last night in his return. He got 3 hits. He had 2 doubles. He had an RBI and scored twice. So the young man out of the L.A. area who went to L.A. Pierce out of high school, then ended up at UC Irvine. He became an anteater, had a great career there. He had the most home runs per at bat of anybody in the Dodgers minor league system in 2021, so you know he has big power. It has been a little bit of a down year for him, so he continues to grind. He's fought some injuries. He's fought, just simply put, some times where he hasn't played very good offense. So, hey, you hope to see his big bat because he has big potential, and I've had a chance to meet him a couple times. He is a big dude, and he can hit the ball the other way. He has great hands. He has every offensive tool he could possibly need, so hope Brandon Lewis gets hot and stays hot to finish the season. Hey, Cody Hosey is hot again. He had a great June and a great July. Started a little bit slow in August. Now he's picking it back up. Hopefully he can finish August strong again and finish the season with a lot of momentum going into next year. He had 2 doubles last night, 3 hits for AA Tulsa. That's his second multi-hit game in his last 3 and his third multi-hit game in his last 6. And Cody Hosey, by the way, is 6 for his last 13 and 9 for his last 23 with 2 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, and 5 RBIs. So Cody Hosey keeps grinding. Hey, man, hopefully he finishes strong. What more can he say about Austin Gauthier? He had 2 hits last night. He was on base 4 times for AA Tulsa. Guess what? He hit the ball to right center. You know, hey, his pull percentage versus oppo percentage versus middle percentage, they all 3 are almost identical. That's how complete of a hitter he is. This was about his 2 millionth base hit or double to right center of the year because, man, he just wears out that opposite field gap. Overall in the year, 324, 302 at the AA level, OPS 943, 35th multi-hit game of the year for Austin Gauthier. So great job, young man. The young man who went to Hofstra, originally out of the South County, Virginia area. So Austin Gauthier just having an incredible year at 2 different levels. First for the High A Great Lakes Loons, and now with the AA Tulsa Drillers. Going to start the Loon section, a segment of this show, with one of the craziest things you've ever seen. Look, that's Taylor Young going back into first base. Ball hits him, ricochets into dead ball territory. Now watch. He doesn't touch second base. Of course, the ball is dead right now, so he doesn't think he has to touch second base. Just skips second base, goes to third base. Okay, so once he touches third base, now the Tin Caps, which are the high A affiliates of the Padres, they can appeal it, which they do. They appeal, throw to second base, and Taylor Young is out. I have never seen that before in my life. I literally had no idea that when the ball was dead, you actually had to touch second before you got to third. Obviously you do. I learned something. I'd never seen that. That's Daniel Nava. He was wondering what was going on as well. There's Taylor Young, too. So one of the craziest play you'll ever see. You know, they say you learn something new every time, see something new every time you show up to the yard every day. That certainly was something new for me. Bubba Alleyne, the 2022 Big Ten Player of the Year, hit home run number 7. There's liftoff right there that you're seeing on your screen. He had 2 hits on the night, and he scored twice for Great Lakes. Bubba has multi-hits in 2 of his last 3 games and 3 of his last 6, and has a home run in every one of those multi-hit games. So home runs in 3 of his last 6 games. So, hey, keep doing a great job like you've been doing as of late. Bubba Alleyne, the young man out of the Philadelphia area. So, hey, he went to Maryland out of high school, had a great career there. Decided to stick around there for, so many times with the transfer portal. Guys come and go as they please. Not Bubba Alleyne. He committed to the Terrapins. He stayed there for his entire career. Finished his career as the Big Ten Player of the Year last year. So congratulations to him for that. And boy, he has been playing very good offense as of late. Carlos De Los Santos has a big arm and is refining his mix and command. He was 96 on Wednesday night. He went 1.1 scoreless. He struck out 2. He walked none. Gave up no hits. So Carlos De Los Santos, when he is on, one of the most unhittable pitchers in the minor leagues. He's gone scoreless in 3 games in a row. The big arm of Carlos De Los Santos. Mitchell Turansky, the lefty who has fought so many injuries, hadn't thrown a pitch since 2019 until this year, out of Michigan State, has had a good year, kind of getting back into the groove of things through a scoreless inning. On Wednesday night, he gave up no hits. He had a strikeout, lowered his ERA to 3.86, and has gone scoreless in 5 in a row. So great job, Mitchell Turansky, the young man who has just continued to grind, continue to rehab, continue to put himself in a position to get back on the mound. Hadn't pitched in 3 years, and so here he is doing a great job, Mitchell Turansky. Ronankopp has been moved to the bullpen for his last 4 outings, and I'll tell you what, he's seen an uptick in velo. He's hit 97 with his fastball. He has the highest strikeout per 9 inning. That stat per Brad Tunney, the play-by-play voice, does a wonderful job there for Great Lakes. Highest strikeout per 9 ratio in the Midwest League, Ronankopp. So he struck out 98 and 65.1 innings. So you take that big fastball, you give it an even more of an uptick by moving it to the pin. You let him max out, and it has been wildly successful. 4 outings in the bullpen, all scoreless, and like I said, just doing a fantastic job, just mowing other hitters down, not giving up any runs. So, hey, I'm not sure if this is a permanent thing for Ronankopp, but if it is, man, you got to think that big left-handed fastball with his great extension would hit 100 or maybe close to that someday, which would be very, very intimidating to go with that slider. So, Ronankopp, keep grinding, keep doing a great job for the High A Great Lakes Loons. Can't wait to see him in Double A Tulsa, hopefully sooner rather than later. Rancho Cucamonga Quakes lost 6-3 last night on the evening. They had 6 hits, just 3 runs. Jake Gilov, he had a hit. He went 1 for 3. Jesus Calise, he had another hit, been playing great offense as of late. Joe Vitrano had a hit, and Luis Rodriguez, Sam Angeli, and they both had hits as well. Pitching-wise on the night, hey, Chris Campos, I love these back-to-back games. Jared Karros, Chris Campos, great friends. Jared Karros had a tremendous start Wednesday night. Second great start in a row for him. He threw 5 scoreless innings. Chris Campos last night, he went 4 scoreless innings with 4 strikeouts. So for the good friends, back-to-back 9 total innings of shutout baseball. That's always a great tone to set. Campos, the young man, he played a lot of shortstop at St. Mary's College. Jonathan Edwards, kind of what he's been doing his entire career. He's been pitching great lately. Been talking about how well he's been pitching. Then all of a sudden he goes 1 2/3 innings, gives up 4 runs, has a couple of walks, 3 strikeouts, and 3 hits. So that roller coaster for Jonathan Edwards. He's starting to pitch a lot better at times, but has to find the consistency now. And then Levon Reynoso, his big fastball, went 2 1/3 innings, gave up a run on the night. So, hey, again, Rancho Cucamonga, they lose 6-3. They drop to 62 and 55 on the season. So there you have it, a busy night in the system. Of course, Great Lakes, they got rained out last night. They will play a doubleheader to make up for that. But, hey, everybody else played. Dodgers, they had a doubleheader. So you did have the full slate of games in the sense that you had the 5 total games. You just had a doubleheader at the top with the at the LA level. And then you didn't get to play at the high A level, but they will make that up with a doubleheader. So a busy night. So I hope you enjoyed today's show, and I hope you tune into the next show, which will be Monday morning. So thank you again for tuning in. Just a reminder, hey, we are open for business. If you know anybody who has a business that would like to help sponsor Dodgers Daily, we now are open for business for sponsorship on this podcast, on the Dodgers Dog podcast, on our website at dodgersdaily.net, or any of the social media platforms. Just DM me, leave a comment, and or you can email me at dodgersdaily73@gmail.com. Again, that's dodgersdaily73@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to interact with this video. Leave a like, share it, leave a comment. Don't forget to turn notifications on. So until next time, I'd like to thank you for tuning in and say, go Dodgers.